Alright, hello, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Today we are going to be doing another How Hard Can the Unit Hit video. And this time around, we are going to be doing AGL Frieza. I was actually very surprised that I hadn't gotten around to this guy yet. I genuinely had not realized that I hadn't. That's my bad. I thought I did him, and then I was looking through. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago of the playlist of them that I'd done, and there's like hit to do and such. And I realized, I have not done this guy yet. So I definitely trying to get around to clearing some of these guys that that are pretty big that I just hadn't gotten around to, unfortunately. So obviously, gotta do him. Now, this is my sort of build for him. I do have a rainbow. I do have the defense equips on him, obviously, but I think he should be pretty good. Well, actually, isn't there? Now that I think about it, doesn't he have? Let me check real quick. Just a little tangent. He does. I just remembered. He actually had other equips from that sort of special equip event. Was there an attack one? I don't recall fully what all these were. Doesn't look like it. And then, was there an attack here? I don't know where his equip would be. Is this it? No, that's... Okay, it doesn't look like he has like a special attack one. So we'll just use the bronze then. And then I could just swap it back after. Okay, that's fine. So just to give him a little extra, stats there. 808 attack, obviously, is pretty good. Just real quick to note, obviously we are doing Frieza on his sort of current best setup, which is the successor team. Gogeta's team, he's on the full 220. Now, obviously, being a villain, there are some pretty big links for him, like Big Wit Bosses, Nightmare. Is it Universe Most Malevolent? Yeah, and then Strongest Clan in Space is Key, right? Yeah. Okay, so these are some pretty big links that we actually can't get access to here, and while they do give a lot of attack, I do think that actually just rocking the double sort of Gogeta active will be better. But it certainly is a trade-off. So maybe, if it does turn out that the sort of global celebration does turn out to be like Namek and ROF, maybe we'll see like a new domain or active or something where we can utilize this guy on a sort of villain setup. But we don't have access to that, so we're just making do with like the best thing possible for him. But that all being said, let's jump in. Let's get started here. Get our first couple turns in as we do, and then we'll get to stacking. I'm really curious about what this guy's gonna get up to. Okay, we'll just keep him next to. Now, he does actually get more attack in slot 2, doesn't he? Slot 2 or 3, yeah. Okay, so I'll have to make sure to for when we do the sort of a big turn later on, I'll have to make sure we have like the turn before receiving attack, and then we also have the the second or third attacker to turn up. Okay, so we'll keep him in slot 2 here, because that's obviously where he's going to perform best. We'll just do that way Gogeta doesn't kill. And I am really curious here. It's fine. What he's going to be able to get up to with a lot of stacks. Like, a lot of people, when the Namek EZAs came out, were like shit on them so hard, and I just didn't see it. I really liked them from, the get-go, and especially once we got access to these equips, that was a pretty significant buff to them, so I've always really liked these guys. I don't know, I feel like people have been, and maybe it's just because, like, dissatisfaction, because, like, 10th anniversary LRs. There are issues with, some of them. Obviously, like Vegeta. You know, I've never been like a hater of Gohan. I see a lot of people dislike him, but you know, I think he could have kept like, or at least had an additional baseline. I do think that's a fair sort of criticism. Um, and then, you know, there's a whole can of worms with like Goku Frieza. So I don't know if it's just like, you know, dissatisfaction from some of the missed like big premium characters carrying over to, you know, the sentiment carrying over to when they see EZAs. But I mean, there certainly have been misses like Kaioken Goku's EZA. But like I never saw why everyone was just like complaining, just like non-stop about the Namek LRs. I mean, they've always seemed pretty good to me. So I do think he should be able to look pretty good here. I'm not really sure exactly how good. You know, I do think he will be at least up there for us. One of the upper characters, but I couldn't really say besides that. So I'm definitely very intrigued to see what we can get up to here. You know, we did get like 2 stacks in last turn, so we'll see what we can get up to here. We'll probably make this last turn as we... Now, I do like to just show a couple of turns. I don't like to, you know, they do take quite a while to stack, and the whole point of it is just to show, like, you know, roughly speaking, how much are we increasing from turn to turn. I don't see a point to be like, oh, here's our first 5 turns of stacking, right? So, just to get a vague idea of what the character starts out at, and, you know, obviously when we come back around, what they end up at, so. And then it's 20.6 there. It's very hard to, like, just judge off of the initial stats here, though, is the thing, because he is a character that he does lose stats, actually, in, you know, after next appearance. But also, like, you know, obviously we don't have the Gogeta actives here. So that does also play a big part in it, because, you know, we are trading off his big time links for those Gogeta actives, but, you know, we don't have the actives here, and we don't have the links here, so it's not really a fair sort of idea of what he's going to be getting up to. But I do think, I do still like to show the initial turns here. I do think he's going to be pretty crazy by the end of this, but obviously, you know, we will have to see. But there we go. I'm actually going to get the stack in here. This is... Oh.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, I get it. I've never faced someone this strong before. I'm excited.
I figured I'd let that animation play since it already started. But I'm gonna get the stack in here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this out tonight at the time I'm recording this. I'd like to try though, so I definitely gotta get in here. We shall see if I can. If not, I'll get it out early Saturday morning. But I am really excited to see what he's gonna, you know, be at. Because like I said, I really thought I had done him already, and I don't know. It's there's been a lot of characters to do, and I guess he just slipped through the cracks mentally. So it is what it is. We're getting him here now, but we will be back, and we will see just how hard full Power Frieza can hit. All right, so we are back. Now we are up to turn 91 here. And Frieza has gotten 112 stacks. Now, obviously, could have gotten a bit more, but as it goes with the additional RNG luck, you know, kind of out of my hands there. But I do think we are going to look pretty good here. Now, this would actually, by the way, real quick, take a bit longer than I thought it was going to get around to, so I do apologize for that. But I do think is going to be pretty crazy. Now, it is sort of odd, like, I don't... Freeze is going to be a little deceptive. And the reason I say that is because once again, right? We don't have, like big bad bosses or nightmare or anything. So he's not having his big time links. We do have access to Goku support, although it's not up right now. Although Kaioken Goku support is up. But also, like, the Gojitas, not only their actives, but since he's on successors, he's been getting the attack from them too. So this first turn, I do like to do the baseline turns, but I'm just trying to sort of make a point of it right here and now that while he's going to be good, it's not going to be it's gonna be deceptive because this first turn, for some of our characters, like we can have their full perfect setup like immediately. Frieza, it's definitely going to be a huge vary from the baseline turn to the big turn. So that out of the way, let's get started here. Now, being honest, actually, I forget if his buff is up, huh? I don't know if his buff's up. That's actually kind of problematic. So, I mean, that's another thing that'll play into this. I guess we'll have to see. If it's not up, what I'm gonna have to do, or if it's up right now, I suppose, actually, I'm actually going to have to probably, like, float around and come back several rotations later on. That way I can, take advantage of the buff, while also taking advantage of the sort of slot 2-3 buff. So we'll have to see it. I'm not sure if it's up right now, and we may have to play around that. But I do think regardless, once we do get our big turn, even if we may have to cut away here, it's going to be pretty crazy. Obviously there we only had, Prodigies, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and, we don't have the items up, so he's going to vary a lot. I do think he's going to be one of the upper ones, but I'm not really sure, like, besides that, what to exactly expect. So, I mean, this is going to be pretty interesting. I do think he's going to be pretty crazy, though. Okay, so he's at 169 mil there. But once again, I don't actually know if his buff is up. So, we'll have to see. That's 141 mil. And also, once again, I mean, once we get the Gogeta actives and all the support and, the items, and he's going to jump up quite a lot, obviously. So I'm pretty excited to see that. Are we going to get the additional super? That's hidden potential. Come on. Oh, we do actually get it. That's huge. So 143 mil is our last one here. Now, is the buff actually active? That's the big question here, obviously. Okay, it is, but now the issue is it still going to be active next turn? That I'm definitely concerned about that, because I mean, it wouldn't be, would it? Right? I mean, if just logically speaking, if it got activated last turn, it does last for what is it? 4 turns? Yeah, it lasts for 4 turns, so yeah, it's not going to be active here. Yeah, that's kind of an issue. Okay, I think I might actually have to cut away then, and then re-get the sort of Gogeta setup. This is going to take several sort of turns here. But I do want to make sure to have that buff active, as well as being able to have the phase 1 sort of attack buff. So I'm actually going to have to cut away and come back several turns later, just to get the best sort of stats possible. So we will be right back. Alright, so we are back, and now we are at turn 101 here. Now we do have Goku's support up, although if I'm being completely honest, I actually don't know how many supers he got. But we have at least the, 41% is the bare minimum. So, you know, there is that, and the thing is with that anyway, given that we are stacking attack, you know, that is an SA phase sort of permanent buff. Well, semi-permanent. Um, Given the nature of that we're already stacking attack, his attack support, while it is helpful, isn't as important as, you know, like phase 1 sort of support, or, you know, phase 2 support, you know, like a domain, something like that. Like, the super attack phase support is very interesting in this game, because it can be very good for a lot of characters, although for stackers, usually it's just like, it's a nice bonus, but it's not like the end-all be-all, right? So obviously we do have a few more stacks here. I do think we should be good to go, although this is going to be kind of tough to operate, if I'm being honest. As you can see, we are right at the Dokkan meter. I really don't like to do this close, you know, because we do get all the AGL orbs, and I do think we're probably going to beat the Dokkan meter, which I don't typically like to do, because I mean that all that means is if I think I'm going to, then I have to put Frieza in slot 1, right? And that means I lose out on the 50% attack. So I'm gonna have to be careful with how I go about this, but let's see what happens. First things first, though, we gotta go into Gogeta. Okay, now we use the active.
This is the greatest fusion of all! I'm gonna send you back to hell!
Okay, and now let's go, Gogeta. Let's pop these. Okay, I don't know. I really am worried. I think it's gonna be very close to that Dokkan meter. I think I can just barely make it, but we'll have to see. Okay. Now, here's for the moment of truth. Am I gonna have to reset 50 million times here, or are we gonna get the full AGL orb field right away? Okay, that's promising. Come on. Come on. Oh, no way. Huh. Wait, that's actually very problematic. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to get the full field of AGL orbs. But the issue here is, so the reason how it like changes the sort of order does depend on the actions you do, right? And you know who's grabbing orbs where, and everything. You know where you use actives. Frieza has to be in slot 2 or 3. I need to use Gogeta's actives before I gather his orbs, obviously. So there's not a lot of different things I can really do. I'm honestly questioning if I should even like mess around with it, because I mean it's only 2 orbs, right? I might be able to do it. I'm not really too confident on this one, but I'll try. Okay. Let me cut away here real quick. I'll be back either way. Alright, yeah. I'm back here. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. It's very tough. With like I said, with this sort of situation here, I need the Gogeta to have both its actives up. I mean, there might be some variation, but I really can't figure it out here. Unfortunately, but I mean, once again, I mean, it's only 10% attack. I mean, let me only 10% attack. It's hard because 10% attack is a very huge deal when it's in a sort of different phase like this. Now, we are already getting a bunch of other attack, obviously, from the item phase, but, you know, because there's not as much percentage in here in general, I mean, 10% can be pretty big, but, I mean, overall, we're still getting 21, which we're getting 5% per, so, I mean, that's 105%, as well as we do have this, which, you know, 135%. I do think we will be hitting pretty good here regardless, but definitely unfortunate. Sometimes I can't get the other orbs to appear. Okay. We are... It might honestly even be for the best case scenario, because now I can just grab this one tech orb on the left-hand side here. Because we're right there. We are right there on the Dokkan meter. And if my Gogeta hits Rose, I think with a Dokkan attack, I think he might just kill outright. So I don't want that to happen. But Frieza here, he's gotten a lot of buffs, as well as, you know, we did get a few more stacks, obviously, since when we first started. He's going to be pretty crazy here. Let's do this. Yeah, literally one more Key Spear. One more Key Spear, and the Dokkan meter would have went off. So, I mean, it's probably for the best. Because if I'm at this point and then Gogeta he kills Rose, and he would kill Rose, like, oh, that would be rough. That would be rough. But, I mean, let's see here. Frieza, I mean, we have the sort of successor support, the attack support from both Gogetas. We have both their actives. We have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku support. We have Diamond Goku support. We have the items, like, we have Frieza's buff active. Like, this is, like, a perfect turn. So, I'm really excited to see what we're going to be hitting here for. Okay, come on, moment of truth. Frieza. 904 million. Yeah, I knew it. See, I mean, we were starting out, you know, 100 and what was it? Or 728. Damn, he dropped down quite a bit there. I mean, because I find that pretty interesting, because the Namek LRs, they both have Mega Colossal still on their 12 keys as well. So, I wouldn't have thought he would have dropped down that much. And we got 3 supers. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't get lucky with the fourth one there. But, I mean, there we go. 904 million. He can do some damage. Yeah, like I said, I mean, we were up to what, like 148 mil or something on the baseline turn. So like I was saying, he was gonna jump up quite a bit. I mean, like, unlike other characters, because I mean, he's kind of unique in the sense that, you know, obviously we don't have his big links, which obviously the villains, I mean, their links are a huge deal. But, you know, the 220 from Gogeta is the sort of best setup currently. So, I mean, you gotta work with what you got, right? But, I mean, he's still, with that being said, I mean, he's up there. I don't know exactly where he is, but, I mean, we just did hit, you know, obviously the week before this, and, you know, with hits, well, technically I suppose it was actually this week, but regardless, I mean, I got him up to 1 billion some odd. I think Frieza might just be like the place behind him or something, because it's hard to get up to that sort of 800, 900, you know, million, billion sort of threshold. Not a lot of characters can really do that, so I do think Frieza might be like just behind like Hit or something. He's up there with, you know, the 7th years, the 10th years Hit. Like, they I don't know. I've always really liked his ECA. I didn't see the hate for it. I think he's good defensively, and obviously, you know, he could be pretty good offensively too. But there we go. We'll end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.